Alright, what's up? How y'all's doing? We don't want the lullabies. That's too soft for right now. There you go. Yeah! That'd be really sad if they actually dropped a brand new update this morning. This song is actually from Secret of Mana. This is like one of the more hardcore stage themes from Secret of Mana. It dang good. Okay, come on. Why you no connect? Why nothing connect? All right. All right, here we go. So crazy how hard this song goes. A little bucket right next to the back. Oh, crap. Forgot to do this. I am so ready to ride this morning. It is ridiculous. Okay, what is up, everyone? So we got a bit of a higher intensity workout today. Cause I got 3 weeks. 2 full weeks, then race week. It's the final week of September. And then I got 2 weeks in October, and then it's race day. So, this is, training for Alpha Tri-Win Series La Quinta, California. It's basically out in the desert. Basically, La Quinta, Palm Springs, Coachella. That's like all kind of the same area. I always have a funny story about Coachella. I had a guy I knew in college. He's an older guy. He was probably in his upper 40s, lower 50s. You know, went back to get his degree in engineering, kind of a thing. And one day he asked me, he goes, "Hey, you know Southern California, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's there to do in Coachella?" I was like, "Coachella? Do you like getting really dirty at grody outdoor massive music festivals? Other than that, golf, I guess." All right, here we go. 110. Going hard. I was like, yeah, I don't know of anything else to do out there. Because there really isn't much. Unless you're a big fan of golf, or you really like the Coachella Music Festival, or you just like being hot in the desert. There's no reason to go to Coachella. There's no real reason to go out there. Okay, number 2. Whew. Okay, 2 more of those. Got some barn burners right out the door. I feel like I need to do another calibration. These drops are getting a little ridiculous. Okay, 2 more. That's a drop. That was a drop. Just totally crapped out from right underneath me. So, all right, 1 week out. 1 week out from Mesa. Had Actually had a good little weekend with my wife. All right, last one. All right. That's it for the really hard stuff. So, all right. So yeah, had a good weekend with my wife. Went to the House of Mouse. Got a hotel down there. Basically, it's our day and a half we get away from the kids. I make sure and do one of these a year because husbands and wives need a little time without worrying about their kids. We have a good family friend of ours. Kids stayed over there. They always have a good time over there. We get a text from the wife. She's got Reed all painted up like a tiger. I'm just like, he's a tiger. Okay. Rawr. So I got to ride Guardians for the first time. That was a fun time. That was a good time. Yeah. I still love, I think, I played the Guardians of the Galaxy game on Friday. Got a good 3 hours, I think, with the game. And I remember Artemis talking about this. And if you want to hear more from Artemis, you should check out the evening streams. So I stream at about 8:30. It's usually about 9 o'clock when I actually get my butt out here. I stream usually about 9 to 10:30 in the evenings. And I remember him telling me, because he loves that game. He loves the Guardians game. And he told me that basically he loved the banter between the characters on the game. And it's actually really good. It's really good. Because I know Squeenix kind of had a reputation with acquiring the Marvel games, which we have played Marvel's The Avengers on stream, and it definitely deserves all the crap it gets. The single player campaign is good, but then they tried to get all cutesy with the live service. You see, what they should have done is they should have had it primarily single player focus, allow the co-op to happen, and then just not focus on the live service. Completely drop the live service aspects. But then allow the DLC paid for the individual character add-ons. I think if they would have done that, I think overall that game would have been much better. Because the single player campaign was actually pretty good. Single player campaign was actually pretty good. I don't have any real complaints. Except they chose Miss Marvel, which, I don't know. You see, here's my problem with playing the Marvel games. I'm not a comic book guy. I don't know the comic books. So, when any real comic book lore shows up, I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on. I have to get input from my more Marvel knowledgeable friends, as I never got into comic books as a kid. I mean, I read a manga here and there. Because, when I was a little kid, I used to watch, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Ninja Turtles, Muppet Babies. All right, back down. And then, so I used to watch a lot of Western cartoons. You know, Super Mario Brothers, Super Show, SWAT Cats, SWAT. There was another show called SWAT. No, Cops. And, I mean, I basically watched mainline Western cartoons. I watched a little bit of the original X-Men run, but I never really could get into it, so I didn't really get into that too much. But, like, I just never got into comic books because my parents would never buy me comic books. And then when I became a teenager, I realized how insanely weird the whole comic book thing is. Like, in terms of, like, actual lores and stuff. And I was like, I don't even want to try. I just never wanted to try. So I never really tried too much. And then, when I was a teenager, I really started getting into anime. Now, when I was a kid, the only anime I ever watched was, I remember watching the Science Man Gotcha, or they call it G-Force here in the States. So I remember watching G-Force in the States because I remember Miss Swan used a yo-yo as a weapon, and it was dang cool. Like, I loved watching G-Force as a kid. And then I also remember watching Dragon Ball Z, but I never knew when it came on. So it always surprised me when I was flipping through channels, which, kids, by the way, back in the early 90s, we had one channel that showed us what was on TV, and that was called TV Guide. So either one, you did a legitimate thing called channel surfing, which you legitimately just flipped through all the channels that you had. You know, and we had basic cable, so we had about 30 channels, 30, 40 channels. We had about 30, 40 channels available. So I'd start flipping through, and somewhere around channels 5 to 8, somewhere around there. Never remember what the actual call sign of the network was. But channels 5 through 8, every once in a while, I would find a Dragon Ball Z episode. It was either Dragon Ball Z, Samurai Warriors, or what else did I see there? I don't really remember what else I saw. But basically, the only episodes of Dragon Ball Z I ever seemed to watch, there was one episode that I remember seeing multiple occasions. It's the one episode where they're on Namek, and it's Bulma and Krillin, and they have to go down in a little capsule submarine and find a Dragon Ball at the bottom of a lake. That's the only thing I remember from it. I legitimately do not remember watching anything else from that series until Toonami. For me, Toonami was a godsend. It was my legitimate gateway into anime. The Toonami was so good because for the little budding EDM fanatic of me as a child, it was just fantastic. It was so good because you had Tom, the little robot guy. He was the host, and then they always had these really good drum and bass lines right before each show. And some of my favorite shows were Outlaw Star. I actually liked Outlaw Star more than Cowboy Bebop. I watched Outlaw Star, Sailor Moon, Pokemon, Trigun, Dragon Ball Z, trying to think of what else was there, because it was like the first run of Toonami. And the other really cool thing was that since at that time we got a DirecTV. Now I don't know if it's true. I can't remember if it's true now, but back then we wound up getting the package that had East Coast feeds of certain channels. So I could get the East Coast, the New York feed of Cartoon Network. So that means I could watch the midnight run at 9 o'clock at night. So then that unlocked a couple other ones that are a little edgier than the ones that they showed during the afternoon. So that was awesome. Of course, it wasn't the unedited stuff, but they were still edited. All right, getting up to this peak here. All right. So yeah, Toonami was fantastic, and that's what I watched. I watched that the entirety of high school. I think middle school, 8th grade, was when Toonami started for me. Because I remember my first legit anime movies I ever watched was in '94. I was in I wound up going on what's called the National Jamboree for Boy Scouts. This was a national meeting of Boy Scouts from all over the nation and all over the world. And it was in Virginia, at a big old military base in Virginia. So we went. It was a 3-week affair. First week was touring. We did a bunch of historical sites the first week. So Gettysburg, Arlington, bunch of places. And then second week was the actual Jamboree. And then third week was touring again, but we hit up a lot more fun places, like the one I remember specifically was Busch Gardens. And then we went swimming in the Atlantic Ocean in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Yeah. So we were in a hotel one time, and it just happened to coincide with the Sci-Fi Channel hosting an anime marathon during the week. So each night they showed a different anime movie. And that's where I watched Green Legend Ran and Armitage 13 the first time. Blew my mind. I had no idea cartoons were able to do that. So, you know, I was just a kid. I was like 11. Blew my mind. I just thought it was the coolest thing. Like, especially with Armitage and all the cyberpunk stuff. That was so cool. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Ooh, my right calf is just loving me today. Need Okay. Minute and a half left here. We got a nice little break. We got our main set. Bunch of 30 seconds above threshold. Then about 10 seconds off. So it's supposed to be like 30 on, 10 off or something like that. So yeah, next race, Olympic distance. So mile swim, 25-mile bike, 10K run. So the idea is I'm not gonna take the mile out hard, especially because to my understanding, it is supposed to be a very cold swim. So the key to swimming in cold water, don't shock your system too much. Especially when you're starting, take it nice and easy when you start. Build into it. You gotta check out the course. I think it's a 2-lap course. So you have to actually get out, run a little bit, and dive back in. So I think my idea, and 3-minute break. So I think my big idea is I'm gonna be on the outside. I'll kind of ask around, seeing how many hardcore swimmers we got. Because you can kind of tell. You can kind of tell who's the hardcore swimmer. Yeah. Number one is goggle choice. And how they put on their swim cap. If they have, because most swim caps, they have the graphics printed on the right and left side of the cap. If you see one of those caps, and the guy puts or the gal puts the graphic right in the front, they're not a swimmer. Very easy to tell. So I always look for the ones that are the real swimmers. And I kind of joke around. I was like, you look like you know what you're doing. So yeah, gonna take the swim nice and long, nice and relaxed, because my cruise gear is going to be way faster than at least 90% of everyone's fast gear. Like, I can cruise a mile at a sub 120 very easily without using up a lot of energy. Like, if I'm in open water, I could probably push sub 115, sub 110s, but that's really pushing it for me. And I know right now, my swimming isn't that great in terms of overall endurance. So I'm gonna be much better served, especially with the cold temperature, taking it much easier and just stretching out the swim. Hey, 12 by 30s. All right, so that was about a 20-ish, 22 minute warm up. Okay, we'll shoot for about 95 cadence. Shoot for about 95 cadence on each effort. So yeah, then I'm gonna get on the bike, and then I think we'll just go slightly uncomfortable on the bike, because I know down in Mesa I definitely pushed the bike too hard, and my run greatly suffered for it. So I know I gotta take it much easier on the bike. So we're definitely gonna go uncomfortable. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, so right about there. Okay, and 30 off. Okay, so 30 on, 30 off. So yeah, bike is just going to be uncomfortable. We'll go 5 on, 5 off in terms of aero. 5 miles on, 5 miles off. So then that'll help save my legs for the run. All right, 30 off. So I guess these aren't exactly sprint efforts, but these are definitely above FTP. Yeah, these are about 25 watts. No, it's about 30 watts. About 30 watts above FTP. $34 to be exact. So I know I'm gonna have to take the hit on the bike in order to have the legs for the run. Come on, don't drop on me right now. See, this is the reason why I like these workouts. They're solid, they're consistent. I don't have to do a lot of work in order to make the workout happen. In terms of planning, displays, all that kind of stuff. Officially halfway through the workout. All right. All right, halfway in the first round. All right, 5 more. And I got one more round of that. So I'm feeling it in my right quad, my right calf. Four more. So if you wonder what I take before these workouts, I usually take an energy gel, GU Energy. Just gives me a little bit of calories. That wind up kicking in about halfway through this workout. And then I also am, I have my noon sport, low on carbs, low on sugars, just 5 grams of sugar, and then 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So helps combat cramps, keeps my body working. So if you want to get some noon today, check out noonlife.com. Check it in the link tree down below. Also did a good stretch, did good warm-up from Dynamic Triathlete, which is a great little mobile program, mobile app. There's a desktop version too. I use it for stretching. Here we go. 3 more. Which I really desperately need to start doing the actual stretching routines again, because I've been very lazy about it. I usually do the warm-up routines pretty regularly for running. Like if I go out on a long run, it's about 6-minute warm-up routines. I do feel a major difference in my runs when I do that. Because as a 40-year-old, got to make sure I take care of my body. Not as limber. I'm still pretty dang limber. I'm not as limber as I used to could. So I got to keep that up or I will lose it. Okay, 2 more. 2 more in this round. So that means he's got another 6 minutes of work. After these, I got 7 minutes of work. 7 out of an hour. Drop. Why'd you drop now? Why don't you drop right now? All right. 1 more of these. And then another round of 6. I think you got like a 5-minute rest after this. Wow, staying at 138 heart rate. That's actually good. Sub 140. Okay, here we go. Last 30-second effort. Come on, get it up there. Come on, bike. Come on, machine. Hey, this is a free program. I'm not gonna fault it too much. If I paid for the premium, and it would be doing this, then I'd be a little bitter. All right, 138. Chat, remember that number. 5-minute break here. Nice and easy on the pedals. Bring that heart rate down. So 138. Yeah, I'm going to be getting back into strength training after my race. Nice thing about after La Quinta is I basically just have about 2 more weeks softball, then that'll be finished. Schedule will get a lot nicer. All right, 6 more minutes of work, 12 minutes total. So what's pretty funny is we're supposed to have our construction guys come today with the electrician. And I just want to be like, yeah. We got a critter running around underneath our house right now. We got the pest control guys coming out today, so they should be able to take care of it. But, yeah. I don't know if you want to go under the house right now, because I can't guarantee your safety. Because I don't know what it is. Because last night we kept hearing twangs. It went on under the house. I walk into the girls' room and I'm like, hey, girls, you doing anything right now? No? Okay. Something's been below the house then. I didn't tell them. I was like, okay, just... we keep hearing noises. Don't worry about it. We got some critter below our house and I have no idea how. My wife said that our dog has been staring intently at the grate over there underneath our house. So yeah, so electricity, all of the rest of the work should be done by the end of this week. And then that means sprinklers. Just gotta finish off the sprinklers. Just have a couple items to fix up. Not much. So, once I get those all finished, then it's dirt moving time. I got a bunch of really lower spots in my yard now. So we need to, gotta work on, all right, here we go. Round 1 to 12. Okay, starting at 115. So yeah, I have about 4 lines of sprinklers that I gotta be putting in. So right now we're at about 12.8 miles, 210 feet of climbing, about 400 calories burned, 415 calories burned. And off. Yeah. 3 down. All right, number 4. Here we go. Okay, and we're off. Got another mile, 13.7 miles, 218 feet of climbing, 440 calories. Yeah, I find personally, if I get an hour run in a week, my weight stays a lot lower. Like I could stay under 200 if I get a 1 hour run a week, which I haven't had for a couple weeks. I basically have to go out early Saturday morning, and right now my Saturday mornings are dedicated to softball or house projects, as I still got a crap load of paint outside and then a crap load of paint inside to do. I got a lot of trim work, a lot of wall work, ceilings. We got a lot of stuff that needs to be painted. Just stuff we've neglected for a very long time. This is all stuff that needs to get done. Because then I can focus on small projects. Okay, here we go. All right. 3 minutes of work. $30 off. Drop. Four left. Four left. Four left. And tomorrow morning's gonna be a tempo workout. This is definitely too hard for a 25-miler. All right, here we go. 4 more. Three more. Two more. All right. Same, right about the same heart rate. All right. Two more, two more. All right. one more after this. One more. One more. And we got a ramp. Ramp down to warm down. Then I'm going to roll out my glutes. Roll my butt. Okay, here we go. Ten, 5, here. All right, just about the same. All right, 5-minute ramp down. Oh, Monkey Island. If you haven't played Monkey Island, you should. The Monkey Island series is a wonderful little series. It is actually worth playing through all the games just to get the story. Yes, even Monkey Island 4, Escape from Monkey Island. It's got its points. It's got its parts that are pretty funny. Curse of Monkey Island, which is the third one in the series. That's actually my favorite one. The latest one they released is pretty good. Because, I mean, it's really funny that people yell at the ending. Because the ending of, I'm not going to spoil it, but it makes it seem like the whole game is just a stupid joke. Like, and it makes it feel like Ron Gilbert doesn't, or not Ron Gilbert, but the whoever did it, that they don't take the fans seriously. But the thing is, in the end, they actually do. Because the entirety of Monkey Island is a very silly, whimsical premise. It is very whimsical. It is supposed to be left up to the imagination. Why do things not make sense? Because it's a story. It's a good story. And having played the game since, shoot, I was in beginning of middle school. We played the first one when I was in the beginning of middle school. And my siblings and I, we would puzzle hours over how to do things. Never had a strategy guide. We figured out, we muscled our way through the first 2 Monkey Islands. Sheer determination and a willing to try everything got us through those games. Funny note about this band, Random Encounter. I actually interviewed the lead singer guy and the accordion player. I invited him. This back when I did work with a online site called Geeks Podcast. I requested to write some stuff and drum up some stories, and they said sure. You know, I was early in my marriage, had some time on my hands, so I did some articles and wrote some articles and did an interview with this guy after the Boar Night came out. Boar Night is a fantastic little story. It's a lot of fun. It's available here on Spotify, or if you go to Bandcamp, you can buy the CD. It's a fun story. It's a good story. All right. All right, here we go. 10 seconds left. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be back much later tonight playing Chrono Trigger tonight. Gonna get through the Ocean Palace. That's gonna be our big thing. Oh, wow, those are drops. That's going to be it for me today, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said, we'll be back here much later tonight around 9 o'clock Pacific, playing Chrono Trigger, doing Ocean Palace. So, thank you all very much for tuning in. Those of you that did, keep on training, keep on maintaining your fitness goals, and I will catch you next time. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be back tomorrow morning on the bike. So hope to see you then. Until later, my friends. Good night, as I yours, wherever you are. I'm out of here. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.